What's going on? Welcome to my channel, Talking 90 Days with T. Berry. And if you're new to the channel, um, this is just a channel where I can give my commentary on one of my favorite shows. I love the drama. I love just everything. It's just hilarious to me. So I decided to use this platform to get my side of the story, even though I'm not part of the story. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to, I believe her name is Lachelle Williams, for checking out my channel, following me or subscribing, and giving very good comments on my videos. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so this is season 9, episode 1. We're starting off with a new episode, and this is what I always wanted last season. I hit it at the tail end. This season, I got it at episode 1. So I'm gonna go in order of the show on my commentary. So, if you haven't watched the show, watch it first, and then come listen to this. But let's start off with Bilal and Shaeeda, I believe it is. Shaeeda. So Bilal, this is a good episode because it introduces you to the characters their characters for the show. And thank goodness we have all new couples. I do like that they recycle a lot of the older ones, but I do like getting to know new characters. And so now we got Bilal and Shaeeda. And by Bilal, he refers to himself as hood bougie, because he's from the hood, but now he's successful. He's got nice things, very nice house, nice cars. He's a real estate investor as well as a real estate agent. Dude is doing his thing. 2 kids. On the show, he's showing the house off to his ex-wife, and they have a really good relationship from what I see on the show, or from what I seen in the first episode. He's he looks like he's maintaining. He's been out of a relationship for 5 years. So he meets Shaeeda. I'm assuming online. I'm pretty sure it said online. But he meets Shaeeda, goes out there to Trinidad, Tobago, where she's from, and things go well. Now, he went out there, it seems like, with the intention to fall in love, possibly. He bought a ring before he left and went out there and proposed to her. So I'm assuming that conversation was that good to where he knew it was a possibility, a good possibility. Because for you to go buy a ring, it's got to be a good possibility that you're gonna present that ring. So he went out there, proposed to her. Now Shaeeda is a yoga instructor. She's doing her own thing, her own business thing. I believe she's living with her parents, but she's doing her thing. So she wants to come out to America, get married, do that thing. So after 7 days of being together, he proposed to her. So now, one thing you'll hear in a lot of the stories is, but COVID hit. And COVID hit, and for some couples, it kept them apart for a year. Some, it kept them apart for over 2 years. So a lot of these couples are just seeing their significant others after it's been 2 years, 1 year. So it's crazy, and a lot can change within people within that time. But so they did a spiritual union. I'm not sure what that is because I'm not of the Muslim faith. I don't know if I said that right, but I'm not of that faith. And but the union they did was kind of like a marriage before God. even though it's not a marriage before the state or whatever, but it's like a marriage before God so that you can live together and have sex, it seems like, and all of that. So, that's why she's able to come down and do the 90 days and live there and meet the family and do all of that. So that's interesting. Uh, he hasn't shown, so he hasn't. So one thing about this couple, like I said in the beginning, he's a successful businessman. He's got nice house, nice car, or whatever, and he's doing his thing, but he doesn't want her to, or he doesn't want his partner to fall in love with the materials that he has. He wants to truly fall in love, and he did all of these things not by himself, probably with his ex-wife, but he's done all of these successful things, and he doesn't want someone to fall in love with that vice, falling in love with him. So he doesn't show her his house. He doesn't show her his cars. He doesn't show her anything that shows his wealth, so that he's more comfortable inviting her in. So the thing I have with that is, if you're looking for this trust from someone, and you don't feel you have it yet, then why did you propose to her? Why are you engaged? Like, usually that comes after you got that trust with another person. So that's the only thing that I'm kind of confused about. Or not confused, but it just seems like he put the cart before the horse. So, yeah, and so of course he's looking at a prenup, and this is probably one of the first ones where, besides, there was another season where a guy was already wealthy, and he ended up deciding not to do the prenup with his fiance, and I believe they ended up divorced anyway. So, but he's talking about the prenup in the beginning, and I believe that's a very good choice in this matter, because he's already, established himself. So to get married and not have that prenup, and you don't even know if this girl is really, feeling you like that, or ready to be married to you, and it's true, when you see nice shiny things, it can get in the way of how you really think, and so, yeah, I feel like that prenup is a good look. So then we get into Kara and Guillermo. So Kara is I believe she called it a Jill of all trades. So she's done a whole lot of different jobs. Right now she's a balloon garland maker, and she makes, things for parties and stuff like that. Now Guillermo is a younger guy. She met him when she was in, I believe, the Dominican Republic, and they hit it right off, and actually lived together for 8 months in the Dominican Republic before she had to come back. And then, of course, COVID hit. So his whole thing on this show is he's flying to the States, but he's got an expired passport, which, where he's from, there was some kind of law or something, I don't know, that says that you can have an expired one when you're traveling, as long as you have certain paperwork. I didn't really quite get that part, but yeah, so, one thing that one of the issues she has with him is that she feels that because he's so young, that he doesn't get business taken care of, like, so with the visa paperwork and anything that pertains to, like, him flying out or him handling business in general, she's feeling like he doesn't take care of that. She needs to do it for him, and I feel that's going to be a problem because, you know, no grown man wants another mother, and no grown woman wants to be their man's mother. You know, they want, you know, a woman is dependent on the man to take care of whatever business he has, and a man is dependent on a woman to take care of the business she has. So if he can't handle his business, then it's gonna be some problems there. You know, he's an adult, and so there's a lot expected from you as an adult when it comes to handling your business. So I think that's gonna get old. You know, when it's a, you know, for life thing. You know, when they're living together, um, and there's no going back here, doing that. You know, a lot of times when, um, you know, the other person's gonna go back in 2 weeks, you feel like you can just bear and grin, you know, whatever, you know, you don't like. But when they're not going back, they're here to stay, you know, that's when it's time to talk. You know, let's talk about this. You need to start handling this business. You know, and him coming out to the States, you know, he's gonna have to get a job. Now, if she has to get him a job and she gotta work it for him, she not gonna be feeling that. So he's gotta get his things in order to keep this woman happy. All right, so next we got Jabri and Miona. I want to say, you know, and my the way I say their names is gonna get better as the season goes on. But you know, like I said, this is the first time seeing these characters, and so I might get their names wrong a little bit. So Jabri and Miona. Now, off top, let me give you my opinion. I'm not quite feeling this one because Miona seems mean, and she seems like um, she feels like certain parts of the country or the states are like the cool parts, and it's interesting when I guess you're talking to someone who's never been to the States, and they have these ideas of these different places, and they think everything is so much closer to what it really is. You ask somebody, you know, where they want to live, and they want to live in either New York or in LA. Well, where in LA? Because LA is huge, you know, and there's a lot of different cities. There's a lot of places in LA that are far away from the palm trees and movie stars, you know. So, but they feel like LA just means palm trees, movie stars, beaches, all that, and it does. That is a part of it, but it's not all of LA, and it's not all of New York. So, you know, he, very eccentric guy, tattoos, colorful clothes. He likes standing out. You know. Very energetic. He's a musician. He's in a group called the Black Serbs. So what happened with him is he went out because he's got a boy who's Serbian. They go out to Serbia. First time out there, he meets Miona, and yeah, they hit it off. Decide they want to get married. Okay, well, he was living in LA, and now he's like, you know, I gotta get this money right so that we can have what things we want. So he decides to move to North Dakota, I believe, to live with his parents to save money, get his money right. Now this is going to be interesting because she's going to come move in with them, and they're going to save money together. Now, there's been previous seasons where, you know, the I guess spouse or significant other has moved in with the parents of, you know, the other person, and it just is horrible. You know, look at Colt and Larissa. That didn't work out. You know, it just wasn't a good look. So I feel with her strong personality and his family, it's just not going to work out too good because, they're going to have expectations. And she feels like coming to the States, everything is I don't know if it was her dream to come to the States or what her thing is with the States, but she has an idea of what she wants when she's in the States. And so he's got to provide that dream, that goal, whatever it is that she had. He's got to provide that, and I feel that's going to be pretty hard for him, because she's got some pretty high ambitions, and she really has like an exaggerated idea of what it's supposed to be like, and so that's just not gonna. It's not gonna play out too well. If you ask me, now this is just episode 1, so we'll see. So then we go back to Bilal and Shaeeda. So he goes out on the lake with his kids, and he lets his kids know that she's coming. So based on their reaction, it seems like they talk about this, or they've talked about it. Now they have gone, I want to say 2 years since they've last seen each other. So he's been preparing for this for like the last 2 years. But now it's coming to fruition. It's going to happen. So one thing I noticed that he does so that he doesn't give off this rich, wealthy appearance is when he talks to her on the phone, he's just in the corner of his house where it's just a white wall, so that he's not showing her the house. That is interesting. Like, it seems like he's putting in a lot of work to hide his success, and I almost feel like it'd be easier to just show her and gauge her reaction and then move forward from there. So if you see that she's just all about, I can't wait to get out there so I can get some Louis Vuitton and I can ride in a Mercedes and all that, well, then you need to stay home, because what about me? So anyway, he does tell his kids about her coming out, and they seem excited. They seem cool. Now, I feel like it's not easy, it won't be easy for Shaeeda coming into a what they call it, a ready-made family, or I don't know what it's called, but I mean the family's already in order, it's already established. So now she's coming as a step parent, and she has to win the kids over, almost. Not necessarily win them over, but she has to give a good impression to the kids and to the to the ex-wife, because they want to know that she's not no crazy person, whipping the kids or doing anything else to the kids. So it's hard, it's tough. So she's got a lot on her plate. She is scared to play that mother role or stepmother role to these kids because she doesn't even have kids of her own. So, and to go with that, she's 37. She doesn't have kids. She's never been married. She's been engaged twice. And he says that each time it seems like it's been her fault, or she's the one who's chose to break it off. So based on that, it's looking like, if things don't go her way, she's ready to run, like almost like a runaway bride. So that's tough. But those are things that his sister talked to him about, to just to see if if he's got a good woman, and she says, like, you're a good man and you deserve a good woman, and if this isn't the one, then it's okay. If she's not the one, you don't want to force it. You don't want to force anything that forcing a square peg in a round hole. It's not gonna work. So I don't know how I feel about them. I feel it's interesting, but I feel that he is doing the most. He's doing the most to try to hide what he has, you know. So the next couple is Emily and Kobe. So Emily was, you know, they say she's like she was a wild college kid, and I feel like she was just a college kid. Just, it might have been wild from where she's from, in somewhere in middle America, but she was just having fun. She was just doing what 19-year-olds do, you know, 20-year-olds do. She was traveling. She was fit and looked nice, and was just out there having a good time. And so she ends up in China, and she meets Kobe. Now Kobe is an underwear model, or he was an underwear model, and he was just out there partying too, having a good time. You know, they met, hooked up, and while they were together, she got pregnant. So she got pregnant, goes back to the States, has the baby. He couldn't come because his visa was denied. So during the time she was having the baby, then after that, of course, COVID hits again. Or not again, but COVID hits. So he's unable to even fly over. So now he's getting the chance to come over here, see his baby for the first time. Now his baby is almost 2 years old. So, you know, it's going to be a totally different experience. She looks different, you know. She says she has a mom bod, and she's a mom. You know, when she was out there before, she was free, single, ready to mingle, do all that. Now, she's a mom. She's taking care of her kid, living with the parents. You know, there's another couple who lives with the parents, and she's flying him out to live with the parents. So, one thing they mention a lot of is that she doesn't have a good track record with men. And she states that 2 of the men she was with are incarcerated now. And I'm sure it's not because of her, but she says she liked bad boys. And this guy is supposedly not a bad boy. I don't know. You can't really tell off the first episode. But, yeah, he seems to be a good guy based on what they've shown you. He seems to be a good guy. But yeah, it's a lot, you know, to go 2 years away from each other, and the changes that make, because she was a party girl then. Now she's a mom, a mother of a child, your child, but a mother of a child. She's got responsibilities, and she's not out there partying anymore. She's not, you know, doing the same thing. So I think she worries that, you know, he's going to get there and still want to party and still want to do all the things they did before, which he's not wrong, because that's the last impression he had of her. But at the same time, he kind of is wrong, because now they're parents. Now they got to stay in the house and watch their kid. And, you know, when he comes, I feel like the parents are going to want to back up a little bit and let them take care of their son and be a family, and not, you know, interfere with that. And it's also weird because, you know, their parents have more of a relationship with the child than he does, because he's been gone, or he moved from China to Africa, and he hasn't been able to be there physically. So, you know, the child's not gonna to run to him when they're hurt, or they're not gonna just want to hold him, and that might be a challenge as well. But I don't know yet, you know. First episode, I don't know. All right, so then we get back into Jabri. Now, his parents got him doing chores around the house that he hasn't done in 10 years. But it is what it is. You You move with your parents. You under their roof, under their rules. So, you know, he's kind of worried about Miona because she likes to spend money. He's talking to her on a video chat. She in a mall trying to spend every penny she got on clothes and stuff. So he's worried about that because how are you gonna save when you're spending all your money? She wants to live in LA or New York, in a big city. She's not too enthused about North Dakota at all. And he's really trying to get her to see that, all right, look, we're just here temporarily. After this, we can move to those cities, but we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta save. And he asked her, like, do you have a problem just living here for 12 months? And she like, I might as well just stay out here, out in Serbia. So, that's not a good look. She wants to get married on the beach. He's, basically asking her, can we just get married on the prairie? And she like, hell no. It's just not up to negotiation. No, he's looking to be more frugal. He wants to be responsible, and you can't knock that. He's away from his band. He's doing everything he can to try to set them up to have a better experience together. And she's not for that, She said she don't want to come to America and live like no 50-year-old, which 50's not that old. It's not that old. Now that I'm older, it's not that old. But when you're in your 20s, 50 sounds like ancient, but it's not that old. All right, so then we get back into Kara and Guillermo. So she flies out to the Dominican Republic to meet him so that they can come back together. She has her doubts about the expired passport. She wants to make sure she's there for him, whether it be good or bad. Now, again, it's supposed to be legal for him to fly, but she just wants to make sure. So he tells a little bit about his story and how he lived in Venezuela, and he saw some kids that were hungry. Everyone was hungry, and he decided he wanted to protest the government with other protesters. I believe he said with the revolution, something like that. And his last protest, he saw people getting shot and killed, and he almost died. And he decided that wasn't for him, and it was time to move. So he moved to Dominican Republic. I don't know why I keep saying Republican, but Dominican Republic, and that's where he meets Kara. And, so then they tell his story his side of the story about how they met and how, in love he was with her. And so, very good story. And again, it's been over a year since they meet. So she flies in, and they are just ecstatic to see each other, kissing each other, crying, all that good stuff. And their story kind of begins together at that point. So I'm excited to see how that goes. But again, he's only like 23. You're gonna have to grow up fast with an older woman. You're gonna have to make whatever changes he needs to make to be that responsible man that she's looking for. All right, then we go back to Emily and Kobe. So Kobe will be moving in with the family, and the dad has a lot of concerns. The dad has seen her her track record. They talk about her track record like she is failing at every race. Her track record is horrible. So they constantly bring that up, that she's not known for picking winners. And so he's concerned that you bring in another loser to the house, and that's not cool. He doesn't want to take care. Now again, Kobe is coming from another country. He won't be able to come straight here and work. So the dad is like, I'm gonna have to take care of all of y'all. Like, that's crazy. And he might not even be a good dude. So the dad is concerned. So they got 5 people living in the house. They got 1 bathroom. That's gonna be a problem. It's probably a problem now, but to add another person to it, that's another problem. They let her know that she don't have to get married just because she has a kid. She doesn't have to marry him. And this reminds me of an experience of myself. It's just like you had a child, it happened. You can't take that back. But you don't have to marry someone just because you have a child. Because in some situations, staying together is worse for the child. A child doesn't need to grow up in a household where it's just a bad, back and forth all the time, yelling, angry. And it's sometimes it's better for y'all to be apart and not be married. So they let her know, we gonna hold you down. We got you. You don't have to go do this. And one thing she said, they were like, does he love you or something? And she's like, well, we have a kid, don't we? No, that doesn't mean he loves you. That means that, y'all had sex and he was feeling you in the moment. There's a lot of people who have kids with people or who have kids with others that don't love them. They just got caught in the moment, I guess. I don't know. So, she has this false sense of security behind this baby, and that's not going to work unless it's real. Now, up to this point, it seems like it is real. It seems like everything is good. So that's good, They talk on the face chat or the FaceTime or whatever, and they really feeling each other. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm hoping that that works out. As far as one of the rules the dad has is she can't get pregnant again. Do not get pregnant again. At least not while y'all living with me, So I know they showed some of the preview, and it looked like they might have. I don't know, but I'm ready to find out because I want to see. I hate to sit up here and act like I'm all about that drama, but I like me some of this 90-day drama. All right, so let's get back to Jibri now. Again, I told you with Jibri, Miona has a strong personality. So, the mom comes in and she's got some concerns. One of the concerns is that Miona be on Instagram halfway naked. And Jibri's mom is married, got a husband. So she ain't trying to have no young, vivacious, 20-some-year-old woman walking around the house butt naked or in scantily clad in front of her husband. Show some respect, you know what I'm saying? So that's a respect thing. And not to say she's going to do it, but she's looking at her Instagram and she in there with bikinis on and just showing off more than, I guess, an engaged woman would, or someone who's engaged to someone else would show. And so, of course, Jibri, he defends her and says this is her persona, this is her online persona, this is not how she really is. And, for someone who's about to house this woman, of course she has her concerns. I would too. I wouldn't have, my if I had, a girl that was online and all that, or if one of my kids had, a girlfriend that was had an online persona and want to walk around, my house scantily clad. I know my girl wouldn't appreciate that at all. So, I don't know. It's just a respect thing, and she wants to make sure that respect is there. And she has a problem with the fact that he can't say, nah, that ain't gonna happen. We got that. We got that taken care of. That's not gonna happen. He's just like, I don't know what she gonna do, and that's not good because you really don't want your mom or your dad in the business like that. You want to make sure that you keep all of your issues in house in between y'all. Like, you don't want them to sit there and have an opinion on something that they really shouldn't have to. So, yeah. So she has an issue with that, and she also has an issue with the fact that she heard Miona call him stupid on a call, and she like, I'm not really with that, and I'm hoping she don't feel like she can come here and call me stupid as well. And Jabri is just like, well, I hope she doesn't either. And she like, what? Now I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no female, ain't nobody about to sit up here and call my mama stupid. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even a question to it. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you talk, or if that's how, because he defends her again and says that's how they talk over there, well, then that's going to need to stay over there. Because you're not about to sit up here and move in my house and call me stupid. Now, if Jabri like to be called stupid, it's only so much as his mom can do, That's what he like. But, yeah, she made it known that that's not how she not rocking like that. So I don't know, because based on what I've seen with her attitude and her personality more than her attitude, if she don't like something, she gonna let it be known, and that's not gonna rub the mom the right way. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be some good old-fashioned drama. Ooh, I'm ready for that one. But, now we back to Bilal. So Bilal, this guy, and like I said, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. It's like he's doing a lot to try and, I guess, protect his riches, his wealth, his whatever. He's trying to make sure that she's the right one, based off of the love that they have for each other, and not for what he has, or not for the materials that he owns. And so he decides he wants to pick her up in a work van. It's kind of beat up, kind of not, And he wants to take her to his childhood home for the first night there. He don't want to take her to his house because, again, once she gets to his house, then she'll know how he's really living. She'll know, his cars. She'll know, I don't know. She'll just know more about him, and that is him at this point, But his childhood home is him too, So, like he said, he this is where he started, and that's part of him. That is a part of him. This is where he is now, but you need to know both sides. That hood bougie. You need to know his hood. You need to know his bougie. So he's gonna pick her up in that. They show you his childhood home. It's kind of beat up. It's a lot more beat up than his real house. So, like me, I'm like a chameleon. You can take me to whatever house, and I can adapt to whatever environment I'm in. Especially because I'm not there for that environment. I'm there for that person. So, you take me to the hood, and and I'm feeling you, then I'm feeling you in the hood. Or you can take me to, a nice area in the suburbs, and I'm feeling you in the suburbs. It don't matter like that, because if I want, big and, nice things, I'll go get them myself. I don't depend on someone else to get them for me. So it doesn't matter what you got going on. It matters about the relationship we have at hand. So his sister comes, and his sister, you can tell she's got to be his older sister. She's really concerned because the divorce. I mean, based on how she is talking about, the last time he was in love or whatever, it seems it was pretty tough. It was pretty hard, and so she doesn't want to go through that again with him. And that's just, that sisterly love. Like, it's not like it's a burden, but it's more like you just want to see your sibling happy. You want to see them smiling and happy with someone. And so she brings up the red flags, of course, the no kids, the never being married, being engaged twice, and her being the person who ended the relationships, and so she kind of puts it out there. It's just like, this is cause for concern, but if you are confident that she's the one, then I'm with you. But yeah, he is just he's gonna test her, and we're gonna see how that is. It's just, that's where it ends, but I'm like excited. I seen the preview for the season, and it's about to get turned all the way up, because Bilal and Shaeeda, it's not gonna be all rainbows and unicorns with them two, and they put that out there. Jabri, he gonna have some issues with his people, his boys, over old girl. Emily and Kobe now. One thing with Emily is she'll just start breastfeeding wherever. Now that's not a problem. It's just it was it was noticed because she did in the episode, but in the preview, or the preview of for the season, he has an issue with that. He doesn't like, for one, that she's even doing it, because the son is, I want to say he's 17 months old, so he doesn't like that, because he feels like now he got to share them breastises, and he not a fan of that. So that's gonna be interesting. Who else we got here? So they do have a recycled couple. What's his name? Binyan and Ari. They weren't in this episode, but in the preview they show that they are in the season. So, if you've been following them, they've had an interesting. They're not even married. So, but Binyan comes to the States, and that's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting. Kara and Guillermo, they didn't really show much about them, but I feel like there's going to be some there's going to be some conflict there. I see some conflict coming. So, yeah, that's about it. So, stay tuned. I'll be doing this every week. I appreciate anyone who's listening, and yeah, see you next week. All right.